Whoa. Hello. Wow, you're excited. Whoa, okay, I pulled the rope. Whoa, ow, Yeah. What's going on, guys? It is Sean from Seanbeingsean, and in this video we're going to talk about my new exhaust and talk about, was it worth it? Is it worth getting an exhaust system? Is it worth having loud exhaust? What are some good things and what are some bad things about it? Especially the bad things. We'll talk about the bad things in particular because I think we can all agree on the good things. So without further ado, let's get outside and get to the car. Let's get some clips here. Here's my new exhaust, nice and dirty. The car's nice and dirty. Spec D. So it is a fairly cheap system, but it's great for the price, I believe. It's pretty nice and shiny. Front tips, 4.5 inches. And I like the way it sounds. But this video isn't to say, hey, look at my cool new exhaust. That was the last one. But this one is more just saying, what is it like living with it? What's it like living with an aftermarket exhaust, especially a catback? Is it something you want to do? Should you? And I'll talk about some of that stuff today. And I'll use my car and what I've done as an example here. So with this exhaust, I'm going to put down the windows, both of them, just not a whole lot, just about that much, and we're gonna turn it on, listen to what we have to say. So in a neighborhood like I live in here, some people don't really like loud cars, and I would say most people don't actually like loud cars. So that is one definite disadvantage of having, you know, a catback exhaust, or like any exhaust system really, or even a muffler delete for that matter. Just having a louder car, that if you live in a neighborhood and have neighbors, they probably won't like it. But so here's me climbing this low hill. I could go into third. So it's loud, and I'm not gonna say it's the loudest exhaust in the world. We obviously know that's not true, but the point is it too loud for normal everyday use? And I don't know. I would definitely say that's a good question. So let's get out on the main road and listen to some more clips of the sound. All right, here we go. So after that, I was going fast enough there. Let me put the windows up. I'm gonna fall back here so I can let you hear kind of a typical drone. This right here is kind of a low drone that it gets in a higher gear when you're driving for a while here. And this is the part right here that I like the least about driving, because it's not like an exciting growl, it's just kind of it's a pretty loud cabin drone. And obviously that depends on the exhaust you get, but it is a little bit louder than I like for just normally driving. I appreciate having an idle that's not perfectly silent, which is nice, and I do get that on this cheaper exhaust. But, you know, it's not anything wild at idle, which again is a good thing, because I do live in a neighborhood and people don't like that. And not that I'm gonna say I care a lot what my neighbors think, but I don't like being annoying. I come in late at night, and when I do, you know, I don't really want to be really loud and wake everyone up. So this right here is the drone I was talking about. I'm gonna keep talking. This is at a normal volume, just kind of for comparison. But And this is with the windows all the way up. I'm gonna slow down and put the windows down so you can kind of hear what that is here. It's a little cold for me to be doing this, but you know, I do things for you guys. We fam here. We fam here on Sean Being Sean. You know, me just being me, you just being you. It's good stuff. So here's that drone. Not speeding up too fast. Let me shift. So it is kind of loud. You're obviously getting a lot of wind noise now too. I'm gonna put the windows up. G35 window motors, not the best. That one's starting to go. Probably have to do that this summer. Probably do that with Caleb, the guy with the black G35. But yeah, it's not too bad. I absolutely love my exhaust. I don't regret it at all. But, you know, there are some things that are inconvenient sometimes about having a loud exhaust. Now, in comparison with other loud exhausts, like this versus the muffler delete that I just had for a while, this is much better sound. But the muffler delete is actually quieter, because when you don't have your foot pounding the gas, then it doesn't make a lot of sound. Like at idle, a muffler delete hardly makes any sound. Even my whole catback delete wasn't that bad, you know? In that video, in the last video, I showed the sound of the G35 with no exhaust at all from the cat's back, and it was insanely loud. Like, it sounded similar to Guitarmageddon's Freedom Rocket. It was just way too loud. But that was only with the gas on. Without the gas on, it was pretty dang quiet, actually. So that's one thing that's nice about a real catback system, whether it's an expensive one or not, because I definitely don't have one. So that's definitely an advantage to a normal exhaust. So to kind of put together my opinions on having a loud exhaust, I'm gonna give you these things that I don't like about it. I'm gonna give you a few. Number one is the neighbors. Driving in a neighborhood, driving in a populated area where you don't want it to be loud. I love having people hear my car, and I think that's just a car person thing. But if I'm driving home late at night or leaving in the morning, I don't like being annoying. Number two, I didn't talk about this before, but you can't really sneak around. Not that I'm really trying to sneak around, but if you're driving around and your car is really loud and it has some tint, you know, you're just asking to have more attention. And so that's the biggest thing for number two, is the attention it gives you, which also gets cops' attention, which is just, you know, kind of the way it is. Number three is the drone. Just when I'm driving normally with the gas on, I don't really like it that much, but it's definitely better than the way it was before. I do like it, I just don't love it. And of course that could be fixed with a more expensive exhaust. So that was number three. And number four is the time and money that it takes. So if you put it on yourself, then you could save a good bit of money, like I did, and get a cheaper one like I did. And it really wasn't that expensive all said and done. But if you would have paid for a shop to do it, it would have been a lot more if you were installing a real name brand exhaust. If not, a lot of exhaust shops will put you a setup together for around $300 from what I've seen around here. And you'll get something very similar to what I have, but I would still say none is nice. So there are 4 good reasons why not to have a loud exhaust, or why not to get an exhaust system. But I'll only give you one of why 2, because it's fun. Because it's fun, because it sounds good. It's just enjoyable. Like, as car guys, we love hearing our cars, and all 4 of those things are legitimate things that I've thought about, but it's worth it. The amount of enjoyment that I get from having this exhaust just completely outweighs the cons to it. And I love the way it sounds, and I love driving with it. When I first put it on, I felt like I got a new car. Like, the excitement that I had driving was like wild. Because I put it on, and my first few days driving, I was just like, I'm so excited to drive today, just because I get to listen to my new exhaust. And it's like getting a new car for car guys. It's exciting. Exhaust is just, it's one of those first modifications that you do to a car, and there's a reason why. There's definitely a reason why it is often the first modification done. But, you know, if you want, you could disagree with everything I just said, but, you know, don't. No. So, obviously, I think these are some pretty understandable cons to it, but the pro just outweighs it to me. If you disagree, write that in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up if you agree with anything that I just said. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. That helps me out a bunch. And as always, guys, I'm just Sean being Sean. Just being me. Just be you. Thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers.